talking from the team?
Oh, that was before the Oregon game.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, but the work week done.
Last week. The last week.
Oh, okay, but after the game?
After practice or something like that. He said you and Xavier Johnson and.
He was talking. Yeah, he was talking about after the game. I mean, we just played Akron, or was it Akron, or was it? It was Tulsa. It was after we played Tulsa, and player of the games came up, and it was just, we have a standard here, and it's our job to uphold that. So we won the game, but it wasn't enough. We didn't feel like we upheld that standard. So that's all it was. It was along those lines, something like that. So.
Can you say how CJ looked this week?
Yeah, he looked good. So he seems like he's healthy again. It's the best I've seen him spin it in a while. So definitely looked good practice-wise. Yeah.
Garrett, can you talk about your stiff arm move? Just what did you see on that play, and did you know that you were going to stick out your stiff arm like that and just have it play out like that?
Nah, I didn't know. I mean, looking back on it, I honestly wish I just scored a touchdown. But it kind of just happens. I mean, it's such a blur when it happens. You just do stuff instinctively, or just I don't even know. But it just happens so fast, and then you look up on the board and it looks pretty cool. So I mean, honestly, you don't even know what to expect. You don't know how it looks, but until you see that replay, So.
You mentioned it looks pretty cool. Where does it rank on your list of stiff arms on your catches?
I mean, that's my best stiff arm.
Yeah?
I'm not like the strongest dude, I'm not like the Marvin Harrisons or Meg. I mean, they strong. They stronger than me. All the older vets. So, no, I'm just just trying to get it. That's all that was.
Garrett, if you were giving a speech to the team before this game this week, what would you be saying? What would you tell them? I mean, what's different about this week? Y'all are headed pell-mell into the Big Ten season now, and everything. What would be your message? You've been through this a couple times.
Just that it's time to take that next step. So, we feel like we have a lot of people doubting us, and we have a lot of ground to make up. You know what I mean? So lucky for us, there's some teams hiccuping across their schedules too, all over the country. But we took that loss early, so it's time to make up ground. I've never been in this situation since I've been here. Every time I lost, it's been the end of the year. So. It's time to make up ground and make it for last time.
Go ahead.
What did those practices look like? I mean, were they any different since you haven't experienced a loss in the early in the year before?
Yeah,
or?
No, they definitely were different. So,
yeah.
When you win so much, sometimes those things it's still the same problems you have. They can go under the rug because you're still winning. You don't really address them like you should because the result's still good. But when you lose, it's time to look at all those. Those same problems you have whether you win or not, but, really address them. So, I'd say that was the main difference. We were really, on top of everything.
I guess the cliche is, one, they're talking about a pretty big crowd at Rutgers. They don't usually get that. They look like this is like a Penn State whiteout. Yeah. The coaches told you about that? What's your staff?
No, that was the first time I heard that. But, we watched them play against a team up north, and I watched them play one other time earlier this year. I forget who they played, but they won. And they've looked good both times we, watched them play. So, if I remember playing them last year, the DBs are really good. And I know Coach Shiano always has a great scheme. And I remember when he was here. So, he'll have a good idea of what we're going to throw at him. So, it should be a good game. So.
Did you watch film and say, hey, I've already seen what Coach ran
Yeah. It's a lot of similarities, but. And then even just seeing them last year, it's a lot of things that they run that are the same as last year. So, I definitely see a lot of similarities from watching film and stuff like that. Yes, sir.
What do they do best defensively? What just jumps out at them? Like you said, they have some pretty good corners and stuff. What jumps out at you about what they do?
They know the weaknesses of their defense, and they try to take them away pre-play. So outside leverage, get outside leverage on, because that's where they're susceptible on a pause route and stuff like that. They take it away pre-play, or at least visually take it away. So it makes it seem like it's harder to get out there, stuff like that. So, it's one of them things where I feel like a lot of passes are going to be contested. And, you gotta make a play, be a competitive excellence, and make those plays. So it's one of those games I feel like coming up this weekend.
What did it do you think for Emeka to have that catch and run the other day?
Meg. He's someone that once he gets the ball in his hands, he's really electric. So. I feel like y'all have seen that on kickoff return. So, and he does it at practice every day. So it's not, it might not have done much for him, but just to be able to do it in an environment where it's, on the stadium and stuff like that, in the stadium, I'm sure it did something for him. But as far as, I feel like Max is someone that's ready no matter what. He just puts in the work. He'll be ready either way.
You mentioned the development of, or just CJ Stroud kind of coming back this week and looking Good, but what is the role of a veteran wide receiver to kind of make sure that an inexperienced quarterback room is ready? Like, has that process looked like for you and Chris to kind of lead them along and make sure they're up to the standard that you expect of them?
I mean, it really comes down to getting those game-like reps in practice, because those reps you get in the game, you can only get them on Saturdays. So, I mean, you got to find a way to make it as real as possible, throughout the week. And being a quarterback, I grew up playing quarterback, so I like to think I know a little something. But the only way you can really know, what it's going to be like is getting those reps. So it's really hard to watch. I mean, some people have, special ability to watch the film and be able to put it right on the field, but some people, they need those reps throughout the week to be able to get to that point. So just getting those game speed reps and making sure that we're giving real looks, throughout the week. Like if we're getting a rep with CJ, that's a game rep. Like we're running off the ball, stuff like that, so that in the game, it's the same thing. It's no difference. So, that's been, me and Chris's focus, and Jackson's too, just being some vets in the room.
With 3 games
this week, does he look?
Oh yeah, he's
good.
He's looked real good. Yeah.
With
Garrett,
3,
Coach Day mentioned yesterday that you were one of the 3 guys in the last week that kind of stood up before the team and made a speech basically to try to keep people on the right path or focus. Is that something that is new for you, to be that sort of guy, not just in your position room, but also just on the offense in general?
Yeah, I mean, as far as vocally leading, that's never been a role I take on. I've tried to take on, whether it was high school or now, but I'm still someone that I feel like if there's something that needs to be said, I'll say it. You know what I mean? So, I've never backed down from how I feel, stuff like that. And I didn't feel like we played good enough against Tulsa, so I thought the score was misleading, and I thought. Just how it felt being out there playing the game, it didn't feel good. So, I just wanted to, let everyone know that we have a standard here, and it's our job to uphold it. Each week we take the field, and I didn't feel like we did that. So, that's all that was. But, I just try to lead by action more than vocally. But, I feel like something needed to be said.
Have you seen a response to that from your guys since then?
I definitely have. I feel like most of the team, embrace that, and they know it too, though. They know it too. They know when it doesn't feel right. So it was really just someone getting up there and saying it. So. Yeah.
Hey Garrett.